right, welcome to the Newsline airwaves, and our first stop tonight is in Borno State. Now, precisely 1 year ago, Alu Dam became the epicenter of one of Nigeria's worst flood disasters when its embankment gave way. Torrent of water swept through Maiduguri and neighboring communities, destroying homes, washing away farmlands, and displacing thousands. Families who had lived off the water suddenly found themselves at its mercy. But today, the scars are still there. But so is the determination to rebuild. Fishermen are back on the waters, women are restarting small businesses, and children are returning to school. All part of a quiet but powerful story of recovery. Tina Toro visited Alu Dam a year after.
It is like an old woman's tale that will never be forgotten. A gory account trapped in the tapestry of time as the flood disaster of September 10, 2024 threw a nation into despair as Alu Dam broke through its embankment, wading through the city with a fury that left scars still visible today. 1 year on, the memory may be receding into history, but it is not forgotten. A trip back to where it all began tells a new tale of resilience, of a people challenged by nature but determined to rise again through the ruins. At the heart of Alu Dam and along its tributaries thrives a vibrant fishing community, where both young and old draw their daily sustenance as the rhythm of life flows with the river. Despite the intensity of the water's current, fishermen cast their nets undeterred, for money must be made to put food on the table. It is not just an occupation, it is identity, culture, and survival. The danger is real, but so is the hunger. Every activity here shows how deeply life here is connected to the water. Though all was lost during the flood, the painstaking process of picking up the pieces and starting over reflects the strong will of the people. Even in hardship, they look up to government for help, holding on to the hope that the much-needed relief will one day come.
I have been working here at Alu Dam for over 40 years. Fishing is the only profession I know best, and it is our only source of livelihood. Our major problem is fishing tools and boats, and the tides of the water is massive, to which we cannot fish without boats. I have been fishing here since I was 12 years old. My boss took me in and trained me to be a fisherman. When he goes on the water and brings back fish, I will take them out of the net, and soon I was able to go out fishing with him on boats. Now I am on my own, fishing for a living.
With the release of 80 billion naira by the federal government, reconstruction work has reached an advanced stage. The dam walls, once broken, now rise stronger, promising protection and renewal.
We have already built another dam to protect it. And we have gate down, we have opened it and arranged all these gates. All they are working very fine now, they can open and close at any time we want. And we are sure that no more any overflow in this place.
But Alu Dam is more than just concrete and water. It is life itself. It serves as the only water source that meets the domestic needs of surrounding communities.
Beautiful. Resilience and determination, to beautiful words, and they form the citizen code of a true Nigerian. And next, in front of almost every courthouse here in Nigeria, and indeed around the world, a familiar figure stands watch. Do you know what it is? The blindfolded woman holding a pair of scales in one hand and a sword in the other. Now, she has become the universal face of justice. But how many people ever stop to ask, Why this ancient image, a woman, blindfolded, weighing and judging, has endured as the international symbol of justice? Now, for our correspondent Beatrice Ayam, who visited one of Nigeria's high court, the striking sculpture outside the building sparks curiosity. And you know what? She has seen it in movies and on TV, but standing in front of it made her wonder, why a woman in the first place? And then she asks, why the blindfold? Let's hear her.
Always seen the symbol of justice at various courts. But coming into the Imo State High Court this moment, there is a special attraction to the image. I realize it is a woman, and why the image of a woman as a symbol of justice. And who is this woman?
It's a Greek action, ordinarily. It is called Greek goddess or Roman goddess.
They say that women don't look at anybody before they would decide a matter. That's what they are saying. But this is an ancient image.
The symbol of justice, also known as Lady Justice or Lady Justicia, is blindfolded to demonstrate impartiality. The balancing scales in her hand symbolize fair and equal treatment under law, while the sword shows authority and the power to punish injustice. A legal practitioner, Egonumere, in his views, linked the origin of Lady Justicia to the judge in the story of Shylock and his debtor in Merchants of Venice.
It is linked to this because it was a woman who now ordered them to bring a weighing scale. Go and have your pound of flesh. There is a weighing scale. It will be weighed. If it is less, you'll be in trouble. If it is more, you'll be in trouble. It must be a pound of flesh because that is what is in the agreement. And there should be no drop of blood. So it was a very important verdict.
If a mother has 10 children, she doesn't discriminate in the way she disciplines any of the children. It's just justice for everybody.
If you approach a woman, if you want to get justice, depending on how you approach her, you will definitely get justice from her. And that is, I think that is why a woman was chosen as a symbol of justice.
We also sampled the opinion of the people outside the judicial community on what they know about the symbol of justice.
Symbol of justice, I don't know about it. I'm a pastor.
Except that you have asked me now, I've not made any attempt to know that symbol, what that symbol stands for.
That image stands like a mother who wants to beat the child, considering the offense of the child has committed. But it has the symbol. It has to weigh the punishment, whether it's to strike higher or to strike lesser. That is the weight is carrying on his hand.
Whichever school of thought one aligns with, Lady Justicia's clear-sightedness in the dispensation of justice remains the last hope of the common man.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Ayam, for that, Beatrice Ayam, for that report. But in Nigeria, the world under the hood remains overwhelmingly male. Across auto repair shops, garages and workshops, very few women venture into the world of, very few women, I should say, venture into the world of grease, gears and engines. But not for Cynthia. In her early 20s, she stands out. And in Makurdi, in Benue State, she's one of the rare women fighting stereotypes, forging a path and proving that love for the craft, skill and determination do not depend on gender, and rewriting the future of trade to include more women, especially for girls who might be quietly wondering, can I do that too? Blessing Omechebute leads us to Cynthia's workshop.
Cynthia's journey into the world of automobile repairs began back in her secondary school days, sparked by a classmate's story that ignited her curiosity. Despite initial resistance and discouragement from family and friends, her passion burned brighter than the obstacles. Today, Barely 2 years into the trade, Cynthia has mastered her craft and also earned respect and recognition as one of the few mechanics in her community. For Cynthia, the road has not been easy. She admits that perseverance and consistency have been her driving force against distractions and the temptation to quit.
If you want to do your thing, but the best thing is that do something that like will be better in your future tomorrow. That's just it. Do something very nice, like there's carpenter, or you can do carpenter. There is weather, even if you don't want to be dirty. Like carpenter don't used to be dirty, like electrician don't used to be dirty. You can still do electrician work, you can still do carpenter work, because many of them were looking down on me that time. They'll be like, who is this dirty girl? Why is she dirty? Why is she this? But now,
her courage and dedication have impressed professionals and colleagues alike, who describe her as a shining example in a male-dominated field.
Don't feel distracted in any other ways. She enjoys the work. When working with me, I enjoy it because I feel that vibe in her. She has that courage. She don't be scared of any hard work, whether the work is simple or difficult. She always tries to put her mind into the work.
Well, I feel happy for her, because for a lady to wake up one morning and decide to do the same thing that other boys to do, at least let me just put it this way, that I'm happy for her. For the past years now we are together, she has been doing good, and I must confess that at least I like her performance.
Beyond fixing cars, Cynthia is also determined to change mindsets, proving that skill, hard work and dedication have no gender. Cynthia, the lady mechanic, stands as a living proof of the adage, where determination exists, success is sure.
That's the spirit, girl. Now, is it a boy or a girl? That's a question as old as childbirth itself, still whispered in delivery rooms and family gatherings, in Kano as in much of Nigeria. Now, the birth of a child is a joyful milestone, yet the excitement often carries an unspoken expectation. A boy may be seen as an heir and a name bearer, while a girl, she may be seen as a nurturer and home builder. But these long-held views continue to shape family decisions and reveal how deeply gender preference runs in our society. And tonight, Fatima Sanusikrai takes this question to the streets of Kano, asking why gender still matters so much. Now, her report uncovers shifting values, rising awareness and personal stories that show how education, religion and changing times are slowly challenging old stereotypes and redefining what it means to welcome a child, boy or girl, with equal love.
Cry of a newborn is the sweetest sound in any family. It announces life, joy and continuation of a lineage. In Hausa tradition, such a birth is marked with 7 days of celebration, filled with laughter, prayers, and thanksgiving. But sometimes that joy is sadly clouded, not because the baby is unwell, but because of gender.
When she got married to her husband, her name will completely change off from your own name as the father. But the baby boy, his name remains his name with his father name. That will continue ringing bell.
A male contributes mostly in the economic affairs of the family. And at times you will find out that they contribute more than female in the financial aspect.
Female children, though cherished by many, often face discrimination as if their worth was less. Yet, times are changing. Today, the world has countless examples of women who led, inspire, and uplift entire nations. The Hausa proverb reminds us that duk da ɗaya ne, mace ko namiji, meaning every child is equal, whether male or female.
Like me now, I'm taking care of my mother and my sister, but we have male in the home and they are not doing anything.
It's a gift from Almighty Allah. And you as a Muslim or a Christian, I don't think you have a choice to decide for God.
Anytime God will give me, I thank God.
It is naturally from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
And science tells us something else. It is the father's chromosome that determines the gender of a child, a truth that shatters age-old blame placed on women.
When a male and female come together and reproduce, we have the female, of course, gives one of her exes, and then the man, if he gives his own ex, you have XX and a female is born. Whereas if he gives his Y, it becomes XY and a male is born. This is what happens in the normal scenario.
We don't know what is the right and we can't know what is the wrong. It's only Allah Almighty. So all what we have to do, if we got married, we're supposed to be praying day and night. Oh Allah, give us the best.
When I'm taking us again to the scripture, the Bible also made us to understand again in the book of Joel chapter 2. Verse 20 said, in this last day I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh. And he say, your male and female will be prophesying. He did not set aside a female or male will be prophesying.
The debate over gender preference may continue, but advocates hope that one day families will ask one question after birth: is the child healthy? Because in the end, every child is a gift from God.
Absolutely. Every child is a gift from God. Now, Glow Foundation, one of the leading communication networks in Africa, has carried out a one-day exercise, and it's called Giving Back Together at Urabo College in Efurum Uve local government area of Delta State. Now, that's in Delta Central Senatorial District. The initiative by Glow Foundation aligns with its corporate social responsibility to positively impact communities and support a vulnerable population. Chinyere Okoli tells us more.
The exercise, which attracted thousands of women from various local government areas that make up the district, put joy and smiles on the faces of the women as they received food bags containing different items from Glow Foundation.
This food that they give to me, God will bless Glow. It's higher. They have the feeling of giving. This afternoon, I say, may God protect everybody.
Thank you to Glow Foundation, and God will bless them, we provide for them.
Today, I'm so very happy to have this food stop.
They make food enter people's pots today. Now God going to bless Glow. Anywhere where we say that they go, they're going to glow, they go.
The wife of the governor, Tobore Oborowori, represented by Jerome Sam Oligida, wife of the Commissioner for Trade and Investment, Delta State, officially flagged off the exercise. She lauded Glow Foundation for the initiative, stating that it would go a long way in cushioning the effects of hunger in the families of the women.
With all that I've seen today, they put up great resources, manpower, and strategy to make this possible. So, great kudos to them.
It's a way of elevating the pains of the people and putting smile on the faces of the public.
Jumo Beef Mofe Damijo, head of Glow Foundation, while appreciating the women for their impressive turnout, said the Giving Back Together exercise aligns with the foundation's 4 pillars: health, education, technology, and community relations.
We're saying thank you to our subscribers, as they are also saying thank you to Glow Foundation. So this is what we're about, and we will continue to travel around Nigeria to make a difference.
Ufoma Dogon, senior manager of corporate social responsibility, explained that the food drive is an intervention program aimed at reaching out to women, the vulnerable and the less privileged.
We are giving to every single, we don't have, you can see we give to the physically challenged, we give to pregnant women, we give to people carrying babies. The only criteria is that you have a token.
By organizing events like Giving Back Together, the foundation aims to address pressing issues such as hunger and poverty among women in the region.
All right, don't forget to glow with Glow. This is Newsline. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Now, the joy of the people of Egi clan in Ogba-Egbe-Mandone local government area of Rivers State knew no bounds as several infrastructure and human capital development projects worth millions of naira were inaugurated in several communities within that clan. Now, these projects were executed by the Obagi Oil Fields Communities Development Trust, which is an offshoot and product of the Petroleum Industry Act. Emmanuel Lenny reports that members of the National Assembly were also in attendance at the ceremony held at Ogbogu Model Secondary School in Ogba-Egbe-Mandone local government area of Rivers State.
The Obagi Oil Fields Host Communities Development Trust was set up through the provision of the Petroleum Industry Act, specifically to drive development in oil-bearing communities. These projects, which include education, health, and road infrastructure, civic center, bottled water company, cooking gas plant, furniture factory, and farm facilities spread across 8 oil-bearing communities in Egi clan, is to address various infrastructure and human capital development needs of the people. Excited by the quality of development projects, Chairman of the event and Chairman, Senate Committee on Host Communities, Senator Benson Agadaga, is pleased with Total Energies for actualizing the provisions of the PIA and setting the pace in the full implementation of the Petroleum Industry Act. Deputy Governor of Rivers State, Professor Ngozi Odu, commended President Tinubu and the National Assembly for the initiatives taken to implement the Petroleum Industry Act.
We are here to see the handwork of a board of trustees here in Ogbogu community, the Obagi Oil Fields. Today we are just running the achievements of the PIA.
We want to especially thank Hobson for the good job, for the focus, for the determination, and for all the sacrifices you have made.
To the Managing Director of Total Energies, the day is not only a celebration of infrastructure, but celebration of sustainable partnership, synergy, and commitment of Total to the well-being of East Host communities.
Projects span key areas such as infrastructure, education, human capacity development, economic empowerment, healthcare, and social and cultural advancements around the OML 58 communities.
And for the Chairman, Board of Trustees of the Obagi Oil Fields Host Communities Development Trust, DK Hobson DK, the event is a testament to the transformative power of the PIA.
It's been an honor to have you in this community today, to come and witness the little effort we have made to transform our local communities, the effort we have made to move our people from poverty to prosperity, the effort we are making to transform our local communities.
The event was attended by regulators, National Assembly members, and other stakeholders. High point of the event was the inauguration and tour of the various projects across the communities.
Now, IHS Nigeria is an independent owner, operator, and developer of shared digital communications infrastructure in the world. Disclosed that its company spent about 11 billion naira on provision of critical infrastructure in its host communities across the country between 2020 and 2024. Now, this was at the presentation of IHS Nigeria 2023 to 2024 Nigeria Impact Report in Lagos.
That was the official presentation of the IHS Nigeria 2023-2024 Impact Report, titled Beyond Impact, Advancing Nigeria's Sustainable Development. With over 5 billion naira spent between 2023 and 2024 on critical infrastructures, IHS Nigeria is committed to sustainable development, community engagement, and fostering of innovation across the country, in line with President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda.
Nigeria has been so generous to us, IHS,
that allowed a small company with few people to grow and be the fourth or the fifth largest tower company in the whole world. And I think the minimum that you can do is to give back to this great country that we call home.
Ethics and governance, environment and climate change, our people and communities, education and economic growth see us participate extremely actively across the nation.
For the benefiting communities and partners, the impact of IHS Nigeria in putting smiles on the faces of citizens and the 16,000 communities where they operate across the country cannot be overemphasized.
It's a Nigerian company that is international everywhere, in Brazil, Dubai, everywhere. It's a great impact, and it's touching the lives of the untouched.
A very strong partner of UNICEF. As you know, UNICEF works to protect and to defend child's rights, child, adolescent and youth rights. And IHS Towers has been working with us in many fields, including health, including access to water and sanitation, including young people's transition from learning to earning.
The company, which started as a provider of site-built services for mobile network operators in Nigeria, has gone on to develop deep expertise in all aspects of telecom towers. IHS Nigeria, creating a long-lasting impact that positively affects the lives of people, remains its major objective through sustainability, which is the core value of the company.
All right, I told you that we will be having a stopover in the ancient city of Ibadan. It's a city steeped in history and tradition erupts in colors, drumming and jubilation as thousands converged to witness a moment etched into its royal chronicles. Now, the ancient city became a theater of culture and unity as Oba Rashidi Adewolu Ladoja ascends the throne as the 44th Olubadan of Ibadan. After a week of traditional rites and festivities, the celebration reached its climax with the official installation and presentation of the staff of office to the monarch by Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde. In a mark of its national significance, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu led eminent Nigerians to grace the occasion. Grace Anyoleke captured those unforgettable moments, making history for Newsline.
Ibadan, notably the land of many firsts, makes history again as Oba Rashidi Adewolu Ladoja ascends throne as the 44th Olubadan of Ibadan land. The coronation of the new monarch reverberates through Ibadan land with celebrations and festivities echoing across the city as subjects rejoiced at the dawn of a new era under their beloved imperial majesty. First of the Arusa homestead, Oba Rashidi Adewolu Akomu Ladoja.
I wish him long reign. I wish that his reign be peaceful.
He's an iconic figure in Ibadan land, in Oyo State, and indeed in the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Presenting the insignia of office, Governor Seyi Makinde promised to work with the Olubadan in achieving his ambitious dream for Oyo State.
All challenges associated with Ibadan traditional institution is now over.
President Bola Tinubu, who led dignitaries to Ibadan, recalls their journey together as they sailed the political waters of Nigeria.
Your determination, your reliability, it's impeccable.
The monarch promises to accelerate the development of Ibadan land and uphold its age-long tradition. An engineer of repute, accomplished businessman and politician, born 25th of September 1944, Oba Rashidi Adewolu Akomu Ladoja's accession as the 44th Olubadan is not a mere coincidence. A man of many firsts for a city of many firsts. Distinguished Senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, former Governor of Oyo State, Oba Rashidi Adewolu Akomu Ladoja, began his journey to the Olubadan throne as Mogaji of the all-inclusive Arusa family of Isaleosi Ibadan in 1992 and rose through the ranks of the Olubado chieftaincy line, now crowned the 44th Olubado of Ibadan land.
Congratulations to the Olubado of Ibadan land. Now, what began as a friendship in the lecture halls of a United Kingdom medical school has blossomed into a lifelong journey of I do. Now, Dr. Oluwatoyin Koka and Dr. Timothy Waive, son of Senator Francis Ejurogene Waive, Chairman House Committee on Roots and Business, first crossed paths as students in the UK, sharing dreams of saving lives. Now, years later, those two shared dreams and have brought them to the altar. Now, at the historic Methodist Church of the Trinity, Tinubu in Lagos, the couple exchanged heartfelt vows before family, friends, and Lynn Lenike was also there.
Dr. Oluwatoyin Koka adopting and accepting Wave as her new surname. Right Reverend Stephen Tunde Adegbite, Bishop of Ikeda Diocese and Chaplain, Aso Rock Chapel, charged the couple to hinge their marriage on the Word of God and remain patient always with each other.
I've married a very kind-hearted, loving and good person, and I count myself blessed for this.
I'm happy that it has all gone well, and I'm excited for the life Tim and I will be building together.
I employ them to always share understanding. If there are challenges they have in their home, they should discuss it.
These vibrant performances were testament to Nigeria's rich cultural heritage, blending traditional dance steps from Urhobo and Yoruba dynasty of Lagos Island. The occasion attracted members of the National Assembly, top government functionaries from Delta State, led by the Delta State Governor, traditional rulers, friends, and families.
And the man, he should do everything to show love to the woman, so that you continue to be friends, love one another, treat one another with respect, and then continue to make God the foundation of their home.
I thank God for making it possible for this day to come to pass, and I give God all the glory.
The most important is the fear of God, and make him your solid rock, and trust him in every situation.
Work together, one. You have to love each other, you have to walk in one direction.
It was an evening packed full of endless fun, enjoyment, and excitement. The couple had earlier fulfilled the traditional wedding rites, where the bride's rites and other rites were performed by both families. As the newest couple in town begin a new life, the charge for them is to sustain the sizzling romance till the end of time.
Oh my God. Oh my God. All right, you're watching Newsline. We'll be right back after the commercial break. Welcome back. Now, one moment she was walking home, and the next she was fighting for her life in a torrent of flood water. 15-year-old Amarachi Kimefuna never made it back. Despite frantic rescue efforts, the young girl was lost to the flood. Rosemary Molteleng Bilal was at the area where the incident happened. We do advise viewer discretion.
Meant to be a simple errand, but it became a nightmare for parent of 16-year-old Amarachiki Ekemefona, an SS3 student of Noah's Ark International Academy in Asopada community of Nasarawa State. Amarachi left her home on a routine errand, but never returned. She was swept away by raging flood waters.
Before I knew it, people were shouting, and around there, I saw my daughter on top of the rock. Before then, the water had filled everywhere. No way for her to come down. So people was there trying to rescue her.
Residents recount the horrifying moment Amarachi slipped under the surging waters.
There were 3 of them who went there, herself and the 2 sisters. But when the water was coming, the 2 sisters managed to jump to the other side. While she was trying to jump, before she would jump, the water has taken over.
As that water come on force, which nobody will fit into and go and carry the child. So they put the rope for the boy at the gate to touch herself so that they would draw her. Then drawing her now, maybe this thing caught, the rope caught.
Our parents struggled to come to terms with the sudden disappearance of their daughter, clinging to faint hope she might still be found.
The parents said, okay, come down from the upstone. So in the process of coming down, she reached one corner where the water was covering in a particular height.
The village head of Asopada describes the incident as heartbreaking and calls for urgent interventions in form of drainage systems and embankments to protect the community from further tragedies.
So we are appealing to the government to come to our aid, to construct some bridges for us. Just the way I have pinpointed, I have been to a political firm, which have sent to us to see they are the one to assist. Even right now, we have not seen the body. We are still searching for her.
Amarachi remains missing. Her disappearance, a mirror of the wider environmental risks facing many Nigerian communities, particularly during rainy season.
His Excellency was not happy when he got the information. In fact, because of this incident, he has asked me to go around with our works department and the greater camp to take all measures, all the roads, including those places that need bridges and culverts.
Residents plead for intensive search and rescue efforts, saying only God can decide Amarachi's fate, but the government and emergency services must do their part.
Very sad indeed. But one thing I know is that Engineer Abdullahi Sule, the governor of Nasarawa State, is a man of action. He will not let this slide. Now, a place meant to offer love, care and protection, 17 young lives instead faced hunger, neglect and fear. Now, this was the reality inside an alleged orphanage in Lokogoma, where the FCT Public Complaints Commission rescued malnourished children on the 18th of September 2025. Now, in a follow-up visit, our correspondent, Hawa Gimba, reports that the story is taking a hopeful turn.
And with whispers from concerned neighbors, then grew into a public outcry that the FCT Public Complaints Commission could no longer ignore. Acting on the tip, the commission joins forces with the FCT police and storm an alleged orphanage in Lokogoma. What they found was shocking. Instead of a sanctuary for children, they met a structure that resembled an abandoned building. Windows sealed, doors locked. The compound littered with refuse. Behind those doors were 17 children, living in conditions no child should ever endure. The rescue was as emotional as it was urgent. Malnourished, weak, and frightened, the children were gently carried out and taken to the FCT Police Command, where they were handed over to the FCT Ministry of Women Affairs for care. Monday Secretary Adedayo Benjamin Lani, visibly shaken by the sight, describes it as one of the most heartbreaking cases she had ever witnessed.
Violence against children isn't just about the physical abuse, it's about the psychosocial traumatic abuse of life and of destinies. It is heartbreaking to see what I have seen today. And but again, I want to say that this is a result of the very intentional will of the Federal Capital Territory Administration under His Excellency, the Honorable Minister, Barrister Yes, to make sure that the scorecard of every mandate secretary must report renewed hope. Renewed hope for children is also hope for them in the place of their life expression and experience. The child is the father of the man. A childhood trauma can traumatize the rest of a child's life. And this is why now, clearly, this has to be done.
As a mandate to ensure that justice is delivered where necessary, public needed us to intervene and see how those children can be rescued. They were trapped in the name of orphanage home. Fortunately, the Nigerian police acted swiftly through the divisional head of that station and mobilized men to that site, and what they saw was actually a very sympathetic situation.
For now, the children are safe, receiving medical care, nutrition, and psychological support. The FCT education authorities have also pledged to help them return to school, so their dreams and childhood are not lost to this ordeal. Behind me is the alleged illegal orphanage here in Lokogoma, remains under lock and key.
In yet another heart-wrenching case of child abuse, a 5-year-old girl from Toro local government area of Bauchi State has allegedly been brutalized by her own stepmother for bedwetting. Now, this incident mirrors a similar case of minor assault in the same locality featured on Newsline some time ago. Now, the recurrence of such acts within a short period has sparked concern among residents and, of course, child rights advocates who are calling for stronger community vigilance and stricter enforcement of child protection laws. Maria Mubala tells us more.
5 harrowing days, a young girl in Bauchi allegedly endured relentless torture at the hands of her stepmother. Her offense is bedwetting. Until she could no longer bear it, she fled to her uncle's house for safety.
She said her stepmom used hot spoon to burn her, and this is not the only place.
It is my stepmom that used to burn me. She said I used to bedwet.
The girl's father, still in shock, explains that since the death of the girl's biological mother 2 years ago, his daughter's relationship with her stepmother has grown increasingly strained.
My old wife, before her demise, gave her the girl, and she died the next day.
Neighbors who spoke off camera painted an even grimmer picture. They recounted how the stepmother allegedly forced the girl to sleep separately, prompting her father to buy her a mattress, which the stepmother later burnt, denying the girl any place to sleep.
We were shocked because their relationship used to be good.
Authorities say the case reflects a disturbing trend. The National Human Rights Commission and the police are expressing concern over the rising number of child abuse incidents in that particular area.
Cases of human rights violation, usually when we get cases reported to us, and sometimes even when these cases are not reported but we get to know about it, we take it so moto. When we get a case of an abuse, we engage the relevant authorities necessary to ensure that there's accountability, justice is done, and then the victim or survivor gets the necessary support.
The Commissioner of Police, on receiving this, has directed DPO Turu to arrest the perpetrator of this dastardly act. Where she was arrested, she was transferred from Toro Division.
This is not an isolated case. In another disturbing incident, An 11-year-old Sangaya student sustained multiple injuries after allegedly being tied up by his teacher for attempting to run away from the school. The teacher is now in police custody. Stakeholders are calling for urgent action. The Bauchi State Gender-Based Violence Committee has taken over the treatment of the abused girl now receiving care at the ATBU Teaching Hospital and has vowed to intensify campaigns to end all forms of violence against children in the state. Also, this case is a wake-up call and a reminder that behind every statistic is a child whose only crime was being vulnerable.
You know, there's always something to take away from Newsline every week. Every story tonight is a call for reflection and indeed for action. And on Newsline, we take pride in holding up a mirror to our challenges while celebrating, of course, the courage and creativity that define our people. Now, before we go, here's my 2-copper piece for tonight. The ocean may ride the tides, and the stars shine without competition. Yet, both reveal their powers in that rhythm. Good night, everyone.